are back, and this is live from the center here at the wonderful Center for Performing Arts at Rhinebeck, located at 661 Route 308 in Rhinebeck, New York. You all know it as The Barn. Okay, it's that big red building that you all come to for cultural enlightenment. Or maybe you come for the concession, I don't know. But in any event, this is our May show, and we got a lot happening in May, the merry month of May. The first thing happening, May 6, 7, and 8, 4 performances in 3 days, correct? Friday night, 2 on a Saturday, 1 on a Sunday.
Friday night, 1 on a Saturday matinee, 1 on a Saturday evening.
So that's 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. That's it. So 4 performances of the second annual Short Play Festival. This is a festival of plays in which every character is short.
No, that's close.
Not
that's
what
close.
it means.
There are a lot of us that are short.
Right, so how long are these plays? Oh, this is Elaine Fernandez.
Hi.
Elaine created this initiative last year, and she has her own production company called Warrior Productions, and they are the outfit that kind of collects all the playwrights and gets all the actors, decides what they're going to do, and they perform here at the center. So how many shows do we have this year?
A total of 8 this year.
8? Okay.
Yep, last year we had 16.
Oh.
And the biggest drawback, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, as you know. You were very involved with that too.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things we got as feedback afterward was that it was a lot of work for just one show, for the actors, for the playwrights, etc. And so this year what we did is we cut it in half. And we're doing 2 performances of each show.
Right.
So there's an opportunity, if people can't get to one show to see or support somebody that's in the show, they have another opportunity. So every show will have an evening performance and a matinee performance.
So what you see on Friday night, you also see on Saturday
matinee.
afternoon.
That's right.
And then on Saturday night, you see it again
On
for the
Sunday
Sunday
afternoon,
matinee.
exactly.
And the times of this are 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 3 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, and all tickets are just $10, which is nothing to come and see 8 new plays. This again is May 6th through May 8th, and we have 2 of the playwrights and 2 of the actors, and sitting next to Elaine is Lawrence. And Lawrence is in one of, are you in 1 or 2?
I am in 2.
2 plays.
2.
Sharon,
Yeah.
who's in how many?
I'm in 2 also, Elaine's and Nadine's.
And Nadine's, and that's Rich, and he's a playwright, and you'll all supply your last names when you actually chat. And Nadine. So starting with Nadine. Nadine, tell us who you are, and you have 1 or 2 plays?
I have 1 play.
1 play. So Nadine.
I'm Nadine Curry, and happy to be a part of the Hudson Valley Playwrights, first of all. And my play is about 45 minutes long. It's a comedy about family, food, and global warming.
In that order. Food, family, and global warming. So I guess when there is global warming, there is no food eventually.
Well, not in this story.
Not in this story. How many actors in your play?
I have 6 actors.
6.
Yeah.
And Sharon is one of them?
Sharon is the
Yes,
lead.
I am.
Sharon is the lead.
Yes.
Well, she's the go-to lead lady.
She's wonderful.
Great. So is this, how many plays have you written in your life?
This is my 3rd play, my 3rd short play
Third
that
short
I've
play.
written and has been produced. Yeah.
And your other 2 were produced?
Yes.
Where? Here?
In Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles. So you're from that coast.
Well, I'm from here, but I moved there. I lived there for a long time.
And where did you have your plays produced?
At the NoHo Art Center, North Hollywood.
North Hollywood, and both of them were done there? Great. And any big buzz? Anybody say we want you to write the next Steven Spielberg movie because of that?
That's going to happen here.
That's going to
Yeah,
happen.
that happens all the
Steven
time.
Spielberg is noticeably absent at the Center for Performing Arts. So did anything happen?
Just people came and enjoyed the show, you know.
Yeah.
LA's a little tough for theater.
Yes, it
people
is.
don't love it like they do here.
Yeah.
I think people
Yeah.
are a little more passionate
There's
about
very
it.
little. Years and years and years ago when I was out there, the only place was the Mark Taper Forum, was the only place you could play.
Yeah. Well, this is, more of an off-Broadway kind of production.
So they have off in LA?
Well, it's not called that.
But you have to drive there.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. There's like a theater. It's a theater row in North Hollywood. So there's a bunch of theaters now, and it's pretty great.
Cool.
It's just it was a smaller theater.
And what's the name of the play that's being done here?
Change in Climate.
Change in Climate. Cool. That says it all. And Rich, is this your first, second play? And tell us who you are. And
Okay, my name is Rich Landers. I've written about 4 plays also, and parts of some others. Had a play at the festival last year,
which one was yours last year?
The Residue.
Which one was that? Tell me
The
what
one
happened.
about the inheritance.
Okay, cool. I know that play. That's right.
I was in that play.
You were in that? Yeah. So what play do you have this year?
It's called The Big Reveal. It's a short comedy. 2 people go on a online dating site with their twist is that they know better than you what you're looking for, and they find out all about you and tell you nothing about the other person. And then these 2 people get together and hilarity ensues.
Hilarity ensues.
Cool.
Good. You used to be a publicist, I take it.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I've spent
How
as
did I
a
know?
journalist and a PR guy who was my other life.
Uh-huh.
So I've written plays for about a couple of years. 2,
And
3
is
years.
Sharon in your play as well?
No.
No.
Not
Is
this
Lawrence in your play as well?
No.
No. Who's in your play?
2 people from Albany. I'm actually up in the Albany area, so we're rehearsing up there, and then we're coming down here. One is named Lydia Nightingale. The other is Travis Feely.
Great. So are you on the Friday night and the Saturday? What is your
Friday
schedule?
night, Saturday afternoon.
Your Friday night, Saturday afternoon?
Saturday night, Sunday.
Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. Sharon, who is in Elaine's play
And Nadine.
and Nadine's play. So tell us about yourself.
I'm Sharon Coughlin, and this is the second year I've done the festival. So Elaine, asked me to be in her play again this year. I did her show last year also, and so that was wonderful that you asked me to be involved again. And I'm looking forward to that show, which Lou is directing.
Yes.
And Nadine's play, which is very, very funny about just family, and there's a lot of arguing and a lot of crying and loving. And so it's a wonderful, both plays I'm very excited
Nadine, are you Italian?
Yeah.
Well, that's why there's crying.
Yes,
Is it at a
crying
dinner
over the
table?
food.
Does
yes,
it take
the
place at a
first
dinner?
lasagna.
Oh, so that's so Italian, right? Yeah. All right. And so you're in that play, and what's
I am.
and so you're in her play, and you're in Elaine's
Yes,
play,
yep.
and in Elaine, this is the second part of a trilogy, right?
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So she has to be in it
Yes.
because she set up the character last year,
Right.
even though she has a different name this
Yes.
year. She was Mallory last
Yep,
year.
exactly.
Now she's Kara
Yes,
this year.
and I plan to have her next year.
Oh,
She'll come
thank
back
you.
again.
I
What
already have
name
a
does she
job.
have next year?
I'm still working on it.
Sheena. No, I don't.
Well,
Sheena.
the character is, she's sort of in a low spot economically with her
Right.
job and career, and so
Right.
it follows from the other play where she's just not terribly happy with the direction of her career in her life. And
Yeah,
so,
it is like real life.
Yes, yeah.
So Lawrence, so you're in Elaine's play as well.
I'm in Elaine's. I was in Elaine's last year.
You were the
and
bad
with-
boss last year,
And I'm
you're the
worse
bad
now.
boss this year.
And I have to tell you, she casted type. I am this disgusting foul-mouthed schmuck. Even more so this year than I was last year, and I can't thank her enough for
You
that.
really are horrendous this year, I must say.
Oh,
You're a
please.
vile
I mean, it's
human
just
being.
really, it's just that
And you do
art
it so
imitates
well.
life. You know?
How do you do it?
It's just great. And Sharon and I keep getting cast together.
Yes,
I
we
mean,
do.
it's like,
We work so well together.
I know. It's just a lot of fun.
So Elaine, this is number 2 in a trilogy. How many plays have you written now? What are we up to?
This is now my 3rd short play, and I'm actually almost halfway through a long play called, a full-length play called You're Not Welcome Here, and it's about a family losing their home, and it's based on a true story. All my work is really based on true experiences either that I've had or other people that I've helped through my different job capacities. I've been working for government for a long time, and I've worked in constituent services, and I've been able to really talk to a lot of people who are having problems just getting through life in one way or another, usually economically. So that's the stuff I really enjoy writing about and raising exposure about.
Well, you gotta write about what you know,
Right.
and you got to use the theater as a platform, and that's what you're doing.
Yes.
All right, so tell us about Hudson Valley Playwrights. Why is there such a thing? Why is it important to have a mechanism whereby people can bring you a play and you decide that it goes up or it does not? I mean, why is that important?
Well, I mean, a couple of years ago, I had finished a playwriting class, and I felt that it really helped me personally stay disciplined to write. And so when the class ended, I wanted to continue that, and I wanted to know if there were other people out there that were interested in the same thing, because we could sort of support each other in developing new work for the stage, which was my primary goal and still is. And so I just put something out there and got a tremendous response, and we have a pretty committed group of about 10 people. Nadine is part of our group. Lawrence is one of the actors who comes regularly. Sharon is another. And we have, so now we meet once, actually twice a month, the first and third Saturdays of every month. We go to the Morton Library, where they generously offer us their space.
At no charge?
At no charge.
Wow,
Well,
that's great.
in return, we do benefits for them as a thank you for giving us that space. And so what we do is we workshop our plays together. So people come in with an idea, and we take it through the full development process. So it could either be an idea, or they could already be in progress working on a play. And so they read it aloud, and we critique it. We have a very supportive critique structure in place. We bring actors in who go up on stage, and they read for the writers. And it is tremendously beneficial, because it does allow us to come to now a full production place like the Center for Performing Arts, state-of-the-art facility, which we love the idea of.
State of the art.
Completely state-of-the-art.
State of the art.
Just a phenomenal theater, and my personal favorite, but it's perfect for us because now we have the ability through our workshop sessions to develop work through completion, and then have the opportunity here to actually put it up on
Sure,
stage.
and you know what? A play is not meant to be read.
Right, exactly. It's
You're
meant
not
to be
supposed to read a
performed.
play. As Shakespeare firmly proved, it's just a roadmap. It's all about listening to words and watching action. In case you're wondering what that is back there, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Romeo and Juliet West Side Story fire escape / balcony turned on its side because it broke last night.
Oh, no.
So we have to have it fixed by 8 o'clock tonight. So as soon as we're done with this broadcast, we're going to be furiously. Actually, Andy, I think, fixed it. Are you up there, Andy? No, he went away. Andy Weintraub, our founder and president, actually built that for us, and he's also in here doing lights for West Side Story. So second annual Short Play Festival, May 6th through 8th, Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 3 p.m. You can order tickets by calling us at 845-876-3080. Tuesday through Friday between the hours of noon and 5, Saturday 1 to 5, always online, centerforperformingarts.org. In case you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, damn, I need to go to the theater. At my age, I wake up at 3 and I go, damn, I need to go to the bathroom. But in case you need to go to the theater, you go online, always, 24 hours a day. So, this is exciting. Glad to have you here. Again, May 6th through May 8th. Any closing words? Anything you want anybody to remember?
Yes, I just want to say thank you again to the center, and not only to the center for allowing us to be here, but Lou, you are by far one of the most talented directors I've ever known, and actors too.
She's only saying that because I'm working for her.
No, the truth is, you're the only one I asked. You're the only one I want for my work.
Oh, God help me.
I feel very fortunate and I'm very grateful for
Good.
both to you and the center, and to all the wonderful, amazing talent that we have once again, year 2. So thank you, everybody.
Lawrence, last words from you.
Yes, there's a second play that I'm in. Thank you so much. It's the second group, column B. It's called Voices by Marcia Slatkin, who moved our rehearsal today so I could do this. It's a very sweet play, very different energy and vibe from what I'm doing with Elaine's. Basically about the relationship between children and their mothers, and it's playing on Mother's Day, and
Very poignant.
just adorable, right?
Excellent.
Funny.
Who's directing that one?
Directing it is
Rebecca Singer.
Yes, a new director for us, and she's just terrific.
Well, they
So-
sidebar. So who are all the directors? I'm a director. Andy is a director.
Andy
Johnny
Weintraub
Dell.
is directing The Wave. Johnny Dell
Carbone.
is directing
Changing Climate.
Change of Climate.
Right.
Patrick McGriff is
Patrick, our
directing. That's right. He's directing
Not here
All in
right
a
now.
Day's Work.
Yeah.
This is where my binder would have been handy.
Wally Carbone is doing Skirt Job.
Skirt Job is Wally Carbone.
Oh, Wally is directing a play.
He is.
Super
Yeah, I know. I'm very excited
And
about that too.
Tracy is doing a play?
And Tracy Carney is directing Caterpillars That Turn into Birds. What am I missing? Let's see. Monday is, or Saturday rather, Friday. going back. I'm trying to think of all 4 plays. So there's my play, there's,
You want your binder?
yeah,
I'll get it for you.
I'm at that age where I don't remember so well. Right, exactly. That's exactly why, because at the very front.
I'm back. In case you're wondering where I went, I was off camera.
Does anybody-
See? Now I'm back on camera.
Can I use your glasses quick?
Sure. I don't know if you
Thank you.
can actually use it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I'm pretty blind.
Okay, so we have, oh, for Pete's sakes.
Yeah, it doesn't
Skirt
work, did it?
job. Here,
That's
give me-
Yeah, okay, fine.
Florence will
Skirt
read.
job, director Wally Carbone, The Big Reveal, Dennis Skiba, Truth About Landing, Mr. Trapani right here, Caterpillars, Turn Into Birds is Tracy Carney, Second Group B, A Changing Climate, Johnny Dell, The Wave, Mr. Andy Weintraub, All in a Day's Work, Patrick McGriff, and finally Voices, Rebecca Singer.
Well, there we go.
Thank you.
So you got a lot of good people in there.
Yes,
Tracy's
definitely.
directed a lot of shows, so
Wonderful
is Johnny,
talent.
so is Andy, so is Patrick, so have I. That's great. And the other folks, I assume. So again, May 6th through May 8th. Sharon, anything you want to say?
Oh, sure. Just to thank Elaine for having me in your show and also for bringing the Hudson Valley Writers Group to the area. I've grown so much as an actor, being able to come and read every
Great.
time they have
Thank
the workshop. So it's
That's what it's
fantastic.
all about.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Cool. Rich.
I'm working on a play now called The Governor. Maybe I'll sell it for next year.
Is it about a governor?
Yes. So
Is it any
has-
governor we know?
Not exactly, but I think it'll have a lot of power and sex and arrogance. And
Power, sex, and arrogance. That doesn't sound like
Former
politics
governor.
at all. Nadine?
It's just great to be part of the workshop and creating art in the Hudson Valley. So everybody come on out and support.
Art in the Hudson Valley, very important.
Yeah.
It is kind of becoming a cultural mecca. All right, so Hudson Valley Playwrights, May 6th through May 8th, 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 3 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 845-876-3080. Order your tickets now. Centerforperformingarts.org, 24 hours a day online. And we're going to take a short break. The camera, it's going to go dark, and then it's going to magically, I'm going to just come back. So, see ya. And as I promised, I'm back. Wasn't that magical? It's kind of like a wink wipe. You know what a wink wipe is? It iris is in and iris is out. Do we have the ability to do that, Danielle?
What, like one of these?
Can we do wink wipes? We can? Can you do a wink wipe in there for me? Yes! I've so wanted to do a wink wipe ever
I
since.
hate wipes, just to let you know.
You hate wipes?
I think they look a little cheesy.
Well, I think they could look a little cheap. They're
We know
very
all about
30s.
We know all about wipes.
It's very 30s cinema, you know?
We'll do it.
And maybe we should do this in sepia tone as well. And maybe we should have some like crackle in the sound, you know, so it's like a 1932 Universal movie.
It can be done.
All right, so here we are back, ladies and
rolling,
gentlemen.
right?
We're rolling. We're doing I'm just like talking stupidly. Rock of Ages is opening the week after the second annual Short Play Festival closes. That festival closes on May 8th, and you open on May 13th. And you have a 4-week run, right? But we have some odd little skips and jumps
Got some
because of
skips
the
and jumps.
Memorial Day weekend, but it's
Yeah.
so what? Rock of Ages, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know it, it's a Tony-nominated Broadway musical phenomenon, and it's being directed by Sean Matthew Whiteford, who's the extraordinarily talented head or founder. You founded Castaway, right?
Co-founded it.
Co-found. Who else founded it with you?
Childhood friend of mine, Trevor McQueen.
Is he still with you?
He's not involved with the company anymore. He lives in the city and he's a singer, songwriter, performer. Should definitely look him up. He's an extraordinarily talented.
Cool. Well, anyway, Sean founded this company, was it 10 years, 11 years? How many years ago now?
We're celebrating 10 years
10 years this year?
this year, and Rock of Ages is our 25th production.
Cool. So that's why we're getting lids, screw-on lids.
Because we're going to be drinking.
You're going to be drinking during the
nonstop.
show.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll tell you more about that later. Ann Chris, the lovely Ann Chris, who's been in how many shows here? Like a bazillion. And directed shows. And the last show you directed was probably the most successful show in terms of audience and money that the center ever did. It was the second incarnation of Annie. And
Of Andy Weintraub.
Well, there was a whole thing with Andy and Annie and Ann Chris, which, whatever. So, Annie was the last show that you did here, and it was incredibly successful. And now you're in this. And you were in Rock the Center, which
Yep.
was your one-night extravaganza.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. And so was Henry. That's Henry Statt's The third. The third.
Not to be confused with the second or
With the
first.
second or the first. And Henry, you're in this production.
I am.
And are you, is he on your board? Do you have a board?
Absolutely.
And is Ann on your board as well?
Yes, she is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you have like,
You're talking to the board.
I am, this is the board?
Well,
Are there more
it
people?
sounds like 2 or 3 people.
So
yeah.
Nate is on your board?
Yes.
And who else? Judah, is she on your board?
Judah's on
Who
our
else?
board. Melissa Stats is on our board. Henry's wife.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so cool. So Rock of Ages. So for the people out there who don't know what Rock of Ages is about, it was a film, by the way, very successful.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, well, you know, it had the music and So what is it, essentially? Explain, so people will come.
You know, at the end of the day, Rock of Ages is a sort of classic boy meets girl love story.
Right.
But the thing is that it's set to the music of the 80s. Real music. There's not an original score.
It's not a composed score. It's
It's-
all covers as an underscore.
It's what you
but
call
it's
a
now
jukebox
pronounced.
musical.
It's a jukebox musical, exactly.
Yeah, so you
Which
got-
is, explain what that is. So that's a musical that,
Using songs that we already know
Right.
and love from the radio and whatever. So like, for instance, you got Journey, Foreigner, Styx, REO Speedwagon, Bon Jovi, what'd you say?
Whitesnake.
Whitesnake, Joan Jett, Pat Benatar. The list will go on. We're gonna have
all
signs
big
in a
80s
second.
people.
Yeah, all the classics.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Whitesnake.
Well,
yeah.
You said Pat
All the ones you
Benatar,
hear-
right?
all the
Pat
ones on
Benatar, Bon
WPDH,
Jovi. I mean,
they're there
Yeah,
in
like
the show,
classic
yeah.
oldies.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of you out there, I guess maybe were born in the 80s, right? So you should come and see this show so that you can hear the music that was being played in the delivery room, because I'm sure it was. Right? Are you in this show as well as directing it and
Absolutely.
producing it, and who are you playing?
I'm playing Lonnie Barnett. He
Yeah.
is the narrator of the show, the unnecessary narrator. He's a mulleted, puck-like character.
You all know what mullets are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Almost got one here. Yeah.
You're working on it.
Yeah. And yeah, I work in the Bourbon Room. I'm the sound guy of the Bourbon Room, which is where the show is set.
Right.
The Bourbon Room in the Sunset Strip.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Ann, Chris, who are you?
I played Justice. She's the owner of the Venus Gentlemen's Club.
You don't need to explain, I'm sure we know. And?
And me, I am Drew.
Hello.
I am the barback at the Bourbon Room and the male love interest in the show.
So you're the boy who meets the girl.
I am.
But you're not the girl who
I'm
meets
not
the
the
boy.
girl.
All right. So who's the girl?
Kyra Balfour
Do we know her?
plays
Was
Sherry.
she on last time?
She was on last time.
She was on last time. So ladies and gentlemen, if you go back into the archives, and I know you keep those, like you keep your National Geographics, you bind your National Geographics, you bind and put in a place of reverence all of the live at the centers. But she was on the last show.
Yeah,
And
and
she,
she
did
was
you
in Rock
sing
the
with
Center.
her?
She was in-
Yeah, she was also in Rock the Center.
Yeah, she sang Barracuda.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a great number. She was like the first number up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great. I love that song. I had a great time. I really did, because that's all my kind of stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You know, and what people don't know about me, the more headbanger you get, the better I am.
All right.
Give me a mean guitar anytime. And
Did you
some
used to have the
pounding.
long hair and everything?
My hair, up to about 1994, was down to my waist.
You're kidding.
No, and I was pierced in many places.
Oh, okay, no, all right.
But I
You never
straightened
know
up.
with this guy.
I straightened up to run the Center for Performing Arts because we are a very conservative organization.
I could see you with a ponytail, is why I was
I sometimes had it in a tail, and sometimes I wore it like, you know, very Native American with, you know, braids.
Like a one-sided ponytail on the side.
Yeah, whatever. And I was working for Governor Cuomo at the time, and he let me do it. Mario Cuomo let me do it. It was great. I had a wonderful time. So, you've done so many things here, Ann Chris. What was the last big show you were in that was a center show?
Probably the last big show I was
Yeah.
in was Into the Woods.
The last one we did with Kevin, you were the witch.
Yeah.
You were great in that.
Yeah.
And Henry, you've been in like so many things of Sean's.
Yeah.
But you've done a couple of things for us too, haven't you?
I did, for the Shakespeare Festival last year, I did the Night of Music with Paul
Right.
and Joanne.
Right,
Kevin.
Shakespeare on Broadway.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
And
like,
this is
how many
my
people saw it? 7?
There was
7
about
people.
a half house. About a half house.
Half a house?
Well.
Maybe half of your house, but not half of this house.
Tum Tugger too, right?
Tum Tugger, that's right.
Yeah, and our production of Cats.
Yeah.
You've never done a center stage show, have you?
I've auditioned several times, never been cast.
I asked you to be in.
I've come
Romeo
out
and
5 or 6
Juliet.
times. Actually, was Jesus Christ Superstar center stage?
That was a center stage show. Yeah, that was the first thing you did. That's how we met
Yeah.
you.
I think it might.
That
have
was
been
your
the
very first show. Wasn't
Yeah.
that Lori Martyr?
That was Lori, and actually, I did
You did that rock review.
I did like a rock review thing.
With
That was
Lisa?
Lisa and Dan Landa. Yeah, I did some Superstar in that too.
Oh, Dan produced that show,
Yeah.
and at the last moment, we roped Lisa into doing it. Yeah. Said, Lisa, come, help. And so, what are you working on now, Ann Chris? You have like
Me?
You have a theater program that you run.
I
with,
do.
You want
I-
to tell us about that?
Sure. I work for the Boys and Girls Club of Ulster County, and I run a performance arts program, among others. But we have a pretty great group of kids called the Royals. They perform around town, and they just performed at our annual Youth of the Year ceremony. And I'm starting a performance group at the Kingston location as well, so they're going to be doing more of the same thing.
That's great. How old are these kids?
7 to 12.
Wow. So when you say perform, they're doing musical numbers?
They are like a Glee style performing group, so
Yeah.
they do we pull from all different things. Of course, they do some musicals,
Right.
but they do like modern music. We change words around. We just did a the song "Fancy," which is extremely inappropriate for children, but we changed all of the words to be.
I
all
don't know
about-
that song.
It's inappropriate.
Totally
It's inappropriate,
That's
but
why-
it's like about drinking and stuff. But
Oh,
we changed
well.
all the words to be about Boys and Girls Club and education and learning, and it's really great. And little kids rapping is awesome.
And you've been doing that how many? A couple of years now.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years. That's great. Henry, what do you do during the day when you're not?
During the day, right now, I am couch surfing at my own house and trying to look for a new career at the moment.
What was your old career?
I worked at a distillery in Pine Plains.
A distillery?
Yes.
And what happened?
Money kind of dried up, and here I am.
You weren't like dipping into the goods or something. No. I didn't know there was a distillery.
Yeah, it was a startup distillery.
Cool. And they were doing like spirits or?
Yes, spirits.
Yeah.
I was in cocktail bitters, so I made cocktail bitters.
Wow. That's impressive. We have to chat later on.
But Rock of Age.
Rock of Ages. But
From 5 minutes
this
ago.
is what's called content-driven advertising, Sean. So you talk about the people who are involved in the project, and so it has a human side to it, and hence we don't
that-
look at
okay, I
it.
get
Yeah,
it.
that's how it works. So you don't think of it as being dry. It's got like a face and a
Well, you're
name.
spoiling the magic.
All right,
trick
Rock of Ages, ladies and gentlemen. It's got the music of Journey, Foreigner, Bon Jovi, Whitesnake, Poison, Styx, Warrant, Night Ranger, REO, Speedwagon, Pat Benatar, whom I was madly in love with, I tell you, for years, Twisted Sister, and more. May 13 through June 5. And this is 8 p.m. on Friday, but not on May 27. Okay, we're taking a night off. 3 p.m. Saturday on May 21st and June 4th. 8 p.m. Saturday, 3 p.m. Sunday, but no 5/29, okay? Because the holiday is in there, and we had some issues with people committed to vacations and things like that. But you're still doing
12 shows.
12 shows in 4 weeks, so
Yeah.
it's a normal run. It's just kind of rearranged a little.
And we're the Hudson Valley premiere of this show too. It's the
Are you really? Nobody's done this?
No, we are the first production since it closed on Broadway last year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. And you're doing a production of this in Las Vegas, is that where it is?
Yeah, in July I'm playing the same part in Reno, which I played this part for 8-9 months on the Norwegian Breakaway.
So you're
the
making
Broadway
a
production
career out of
that
this
shit.
show, is that?
Yeah, basically this role I'm stuck with.
So
this
you're like
for-
Joe Jefferson. You're going to be doing Rip Van Winkle, but your version of Rip Van Winkle. For
It's like
years
the
and
new
years.
Rocky Horror for me. I've done that like
well,
9
you've done
times.
that, yeah,
and now
100
this
times.
Rock of Ages.
Right. So again, May 13th through June 5, and you call us, and tickets for this show are $27, $25. You call 845-876-3080. Tuesday through Friday between the hours of noon and 5, Saturday 1 to 5. Always online, 24 hours a day, Center for Performing Arts.org. And so this is the Hudson Valley premiere of this show, which is a really big deal. And it's your 25th show and your 10th anniversary, which is a big deal. So what we are doing is we're allowing alcoholic and other beverages into the theater. But in order to make that happen, you guys are investing in those Broadway quality screw top cups that have the little straw in them so you can't possibly spill your drink on the rug. I think it's a great idea.
Well, it just enhances. It's not so much because
No, I
it's our
tell you,
25th show,
Emily is sitting out there and she'll tell you the 3 or 4 times that we have gone and seen Broadway shows, the second act, I'm drinking always.
Well, the show is
and
really.
I love those cups. I really do.
The show is a party, so it really enhances the experience. We're doing a VIP experience if you want to be a part of that.
What's that?
If you show up at the door, you can already have your ticket. You can already have paid for your ticket, but for $10 extra, you can come on the set of Rock of Ages, which is the Bourbon Room. It's a bar. It'll be a fully functional bar, and you can have a drink on the set before the show. 80s tunes will be blasting. You meet the cast. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do this.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to do it either.
You know.
It sounds great to me. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Rock of Ages, May 13 through June 5. Henry Statz III, Ann Chris Warren, Sean Matthew Whiteford. And please come see this show, 845-876-3080. Online, 24 hours a day, centerforperformingarts.org. We're going to go away, and when we come back, they're going to do 2 numbers from the show. So, see you in a bit.
Come on. Come on, feel the noise. Girls, rock your boys. We'll get wild, wild, wild. Let's go. Wild, wild, wild. Yeah. What's going down live at the center? Live at the center? We got a full audience here. We're going back to a sexier time. The Reagan era. Woo. You see what I mean? Yow! Rockin' steady in her daddy's car. Got the stereo and the big guitars, and that's all right. Yay! All right. I got the edge and a restless soul.
It's gone with the wind, gonna blow, blow, blow tonight, yeah. And it's alright.
That's it, that's it! Girl, we've been meant for this since we were born. We were born. No problem now, the coast is clear. It's just the calm before the storm. Sing it! This must be just like living in paradise. Oh, just like paradise. I ain't never going home. Living in paradise. And I don't wanna go home. That's right, my babies. Rock of Ages opens May 13th and then runs through June 5th at the Center for Performing Arts in Rhinebeck, New York. I mean, man, we're gonna turn this place into a majestic, acid-washed epicenter. I mean, man, back in the day, if you had a dream, a fifth of Jack, and a decent amount of hair, there was nowhere else to be. Just ask this little rock wannabe.
Not a time I can't pay my rent. I can barely make it through the week. Yeah, on Saturday night, I'd like to make a girl. Right now, I gotta make ends meet. Ooh, I'm always working, slaving every day. Gotta get away from the same old, same old. I need a chance just to get away.
If you could hear him sing.
Well, this is what I'd say. Don't need nothing but a good time. How can I resist? Ain't looking for nothing but a good time. And it don't get better than, don't get better than, don't get better than.
Wait a minute! I'm sorry. Something's not right.
I sang the wrong part again.
No. Well, yes, but that is not it. Something is not right. You know what? I am no Andrew Lloyd Sondheim, but I do know this. When you are asked to go on a public access television program to prostitute your soul to sell tickets, you better give them a freaking showstopper and quack.
I got this. Hit it! Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. Rock of Ages, buy tickets! She loves to laugh, she loves to sing, she does everything. She loves to move, she loves to grow, she loves to love and things. My voice.
All night, all night, every night.
Oh, yeah.
On time, oh baby, on
When it
time.
comes to Rock of Ages, any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. She said, hold on. She said, hold on, hold on, hold on. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it.
You're still not buying tickets?
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Strangers waiting.
Up and down the boulevard, there's shadows searching in the night.
Street lights, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night.
If you know the chorus to this song, come on, let's go.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop.
John's hands!
And we are back, and thank you so much, Sean Matthew Whiteford, Henry Statz III, and Chris Warren, underplaying appreciably all those numbers from Rock of Ages, which plays May 13th through June 5 here at the Center for Performing Arts, 845-876-3080, or always online 24 hours a day, centerforperformingarts.org. And just so you don't go away with the impression that all we do is frivolous entertainment and new plays by emerging playwrights. We also, yeah, she's going, all right, what else do we do? What else do we do here at the Center? Babette Fasolino sitting down there at the far right, who is our Director of Education, who's been with us for how many years now?
13.
13 years. My God, I remember when you were only this big when you came in to
I
the
wish.
center and you were asking for a job. So Babette is the Director of Education, and sitting next to Babette is Jane Langan, who's been in how many shows here? How many shows you been in?
10.
10 shows?
Yes.
Jane was Lady Macbeth in Macbeth. She was Blanche in A Streetcar Named Desire. She was Martha in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Those were all the big roles you played, right? No, I'm kidding. What big roles have you played? What have you been in? Tell everybody.
I was JoJo in Seussical the Musical. I was Susan in Miracle on 34th Street. I was
How about Christmas Carol? Who were
I
you
was
in
Tiny
Christmas?
Tim in
And you're
A
going to come
Christmas
back and do that again this year?
Yes.
Tiny Tim in A Christmas Carol. What else? You've been in other things too.
Yes, I was in Music Man. I was in The Women. I was in Carousel.
You dominate the theater. You're in every show we do. No. All right, so this is Jane, and Jane has been with us now for 3 years. Is it 3 years?
Almost 4.
Almost 4 years. Her mom's out there. 4 years? Like 3.5 years.
Oh, you're
She
both
first
right.
showed up when we were doing A Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and she auditioned for and got the role of Tiny Tim. And she impressed us all. She's been in 111 different shows. But what we're really here to talk about, Jane's going to do a little something for us later, but Babette, as I said, is the Director of Education. So we are constituted for real in the state of New York with the Attorney General as a 501c3 Arts and Education Institute. Very important. Because what we do is a massive educational program, and we do a lot of outreach to families, and we do a lot of special shows for middle school and high school students, and we also have a touring company.
Right.
And the touring company 2 weeks ago played on one day
In the
to
Catskills.
1,250 students in one afternoon.
Rip Van Winkle, that was a great day.
Rip Van Winkle. So we kind of stuck with the Americana thing. We've got Rip Van Winkle. We have Legend of Sleepy Hollow. We have Wizard of Oz. So the touring company goes out. We started this years ago. We chatted because bus money went away.
Right.
Because we used to have how many field trips in a year?
We
did
used
like
to
60.
about 60 shows a year
Yeah.
where kids would come here, and then
Right.
that became more challenging, so we started going to them. Although we still have shows where kids come here.
Well, we're down to like 20 in a year now, right?
As far as people coming here,
Yeah,
about 20.
About
yeah.
20. Yeah, it got really strange that the PTSOs or the PTAs or the students themselves could afford the ticket, because the
Right.
ticket's only $8, but they couldn't afford the bus.
Right.
So without the bus, they couldn't get here. So we brainstormed and said, well, we'll go to you. And it's in what? It's third year, going into the third
I
year?
think it's 3 years. Emily, I don't know. Do you remember you were probably in the
You were in
very
the first
beginning
one,
of it?
right?
About 3 years, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I forgot to mention when the show commenced way back, we actually have a live studio audience. So
Yay,
studio
live
audience, why don't you?
audience.
Yay. And it's something we're going to continue. We hope people come in and watch the show. So Babette, the big thing, we do a lot of workshops during the year. We do like 2 or 3 in the fall, 2 or 3 in the spring. But then comes summer for anywhere from 7 to 9 weeks. This year it's 7 and change.
Right.
Summer Arts Camp.
Crazy time.
Crazy time for Babette. She's here
No
like
summer vacation for Babette.
she has no summer vacation. But about 350 to 400 kids come in and out of here.
All day long.
All day long. And we've got, I'm going to read these and she'll comment on them. The big thing is Kids on Stage. There are 2 Kids on Stage camps.
Those are 3-week camps.
3-week camps. One is directed by Diana DeGrande, and one is directed by the wonderful Lisa Lenz. And this year we're doing Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland Jr. and Willy Wonka Jr.
Right. And the Willy Wonka is a completely revamped show from the producers that incorporates some new music from Roald Dahl, and it's really interesting. It's a totally new version that hasn't been done before.
So it's like a world premiere.
Well, no.
Just go with me, Babette. It's a
We can
world
say
premiere.
it's a regional
It's
premiere.
the Hudson Valley premiere. How's that?
That's
the
probably
Hudson
true.
Valley premiere of the new version of Willy Wonka Jr. And the cool thing about Kids on Stage, and also there's another camp that Liz Thomas is doing.
Liz Thomas is doing a 2-week camp because for some people, 3 weeks is a long commitment, so we're also offering a 2-week musical theater camp for a little bit younger participants too, to give people that are younger that really want to do a full-length show an opportunity to perform. So that's Unhappily Ever After.
And is that that's a
super
musical?
fun show with a lot of great music.
Unhappily Ever After, that's a 2-week camp, and the two Kids on Stage camps are 3-week camps.
Right.
And the cool thing about the Alice in Wonderland Jr. and the Willy Wonka Jr. is that the kids get to perform as part of our regular Saturday Morning Family series. So you'll see them 2 Saturdays. Actually,
And
one.
actually, Unhappily Ever After, this is the first year we're offering the 2-week camp as a Saturday morning show.
So
they will
we've
do
got
a
1,
full
2,
production.
3, 4, 5
Right.
Saturday morning shows are our own
Right.
kids performing what they learned for a real audience, for a real ticket, in a real production. So
Right.
it's not necessarily just their moms and dads, you know. So that's really cool. That's a great way to learn. You can't learn plays unless you actually do plays. But in addition to those, we also have Kids on Stage Intermediate. What age group is that?
Those are 7 to 10-year-olds, and we'll be doing a production of A Frozen Tale, which is taking basically the original story of the Snow Queen and some of those amazing Disney elements too.
A lot of Disney happening this year.
Well, we love our Disney.
We love Disney, and you know what? He's
Who doesn't love Disney?
Well, he's very user friendly. I mean, he always has been and continues to be really appropriate. And then, are you directing one of those?
No, I'm hoping that Emily is.
Emily,
was
who's in the
plan.
audience. And then you have Little Kids on Stage.
Little Kids on Stage, we are performing an adaptation of The Wizard of Oz using actually some of the backdrops from our touring program, and we're having some custom costumes made for that from Lopsang Camacho, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
As
Now,
well.
are there 2 Kids on Stage Intermediates and 2 Little Kids?
2 in August for Kids on Stage Intermediate, 1 July, 1 August for Little Kids on Stage.
So there's lots of sequences. If
Lots
you
of
don't get into
opportunities.
one, you can get into another or another. And if that were not enough, Kevin Archambault, Prince Kevin, is doing the magic of Disney, which is 5 to 8-year-olds. He creates a dazzling review from some of Disney's most well-known movies. And this, you know, and these, the Kids on Stage Intermediates and the Little Kids on Stage and the magic of Disney also end in a live presentation on the last day of the class
Right.
in the theater for family and friends.
Family and friends, no charge for those.
No charge, they're free. But if that were not enough, we also have Voice for the Theater. Who's teaching that?
Lynn Chaika from
Lynn is
Germantown
coming back.
Schools.
Then we have a tech camp being taught by Dave Papaliscu.
Correct.
Hair and makeup, who's doing that?
Roberta Patron.
Roberta. Dance for theater, and that's Risa.
That's Risa
Risa
Patron.
Patron. Then we've added something new, which I think is really quite exciting. Beginning sewing and intermediate sewing.
I know. I really want to take some time off from working camp to take
do
those
this.
snowing.
Yeah.
Can I get off July 12th, 13th, 14th from 2 to 5?
Ask me nicely, we'll see. But the cool thing about this is not sewing like, you know, I got a hole in my socks. This is sewing for the theater.
Sewing for the theater. Each of these classes have a practicum where they will actually work on a production here. So it's really a hands-on opportunity. There's a younger group, beginning sewing, starts at 12. And there's an intermediate group in July that starts at 16. So they will do some of the more challenging pieces.
So the tech camp and beginning sewing and intermediate sewing, you're being taught by people who actually know what they're doing. There's no fee, but what,
As opposed to my camp.
what I mean is these are people who actually sew for the stage and create
Absolutely.
costumes.
Actual
and
costumes,
Dave,
yeah.
who's a razzle-dazzle sound engineer and a lighting designer, and he knows how to build just about anything. The cool thing about it is we don't charge you tuition to take these camps, but what we ask, and actually we kind of like ask you to commit to be on the crew of a show.
Right.
That's what you owe us. You
And
learn
this-
for free, but you have to work a show.
And sewing, there's no tuition, there's just a $25 materials fee. But
Right.
again, there's a commitment to actually work on costumes for an actual production.
Yeah, which is the thing. It's very crafty of us to do this. Whose idea was this? Was this Heidi?
Heidi
Johnson came up with this idea because we, you know, you can get anybody to act just about, right? Women come out to audition for shows. Men, it's harder to find. People always want to direct. We have a terrible time getting people to design lights, hang lights, build sets, do sound. The thing that is hardest is getting costumers. And poor Lobsang has been down there like building just about every show in the last couple of years. And Heidi has come on board now. And Donna LeCherry does a couple of shows. And Grace who does Shakespeare's
beautiful job.
yeah. So, but they need help. They can't go out
Absolutely.
and sew everything themselves, right? So, and there's one more summer art camp, intermediate puppetry.
It's a brand new camp. We offered beginning puppetry. This is a little bit more challenging, a little bit older students, 10 to 16, and we're bringing in a professional puppeteer, Tom Bunker, who has worked on Avenue Q. He's worked. He works with Up in Arms, a touring company, and he will be showing, helping campers build really more advanced puppeteers.
Build their
puppetry.
own,
Yep.
create their own character, learn how to make the puppet become one with
Right.
you. It's a really wonderful opportunity. So that's a pretty big summer, and it starts on July, what, 11th?
Starts on July 5th,
July
the day
5th.
after 4th of July.
Right.
We actually start camp on a Tuesday.
Okay.
And we run through August.
Yeah, we're out of here like the third week of August, we're done?
Third week because we have the fundraiser.
We have the fundraiser in the fourth week. But still, that's a lot. That's 7 camps, right? 7 weeks of camp. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different camps.
And you can register online through our website, centerforperformingarts.org. It's all online so that you can register
Yeah.
anytime you want.
And though it's harder, but we do a lot of workshops during the year. So in the fall semester, we do a Kids on Stage, and Kevin is also doing teen musical theater.
He's doing teen musical theater right now. It's focused on Tony Award-winning musicals. And he's also done a couple of interesting things with me that we didn't put on our calendar, but that have been really cool. He was just over at Ramapo. I don't know if he even explained to you what he did there.
He explains so many things to me, but he's like the wind. He's like the wind. He comes in and he says, I'm going off to teach class. I, okay, see it. And he's gone.
We did this amazing project with Ramapo with developmentally disabled adults that were coming in for a retreat, but they didn't know each other. They were from all different demographics. So he went in there and did a lot of icebreakers using theater and really helped them connect with one another. And it was just an amazing project. And then he and I were up in Germantown Middle School for their wellness fair. And we did a lot of impromptu exercises and a lot of some team building exercises and a lot of just explaining the value of theater and encouraging students there to get involved in either their school theater program or their community theater program as a way to really connect with their communities. It was a lot of fun.
You know, you've all heard about STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math. So Marlene, who's our board president sitting out there, says we should concentrate on STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. It's really kind of hard to have all the technology without art. So Kevin's got that. We've got the Kids on Stage. I've been doing an adult acting class at night.
And we added one more in May.
And
We
we're
have one
adding
spot left
another
for
one.
that.
I have one person, what am I up to, 10 now? Or?
You have 9. and
9.
it's
I
a
need
10.
one more person who wants to take an acting class commencing in May, right? Late May?
May 23rd.
May 23rd. She knows, I don't. She just says, go.
Show up.
Show. Yeah, this is where you're supposed to be.
We just finished a stage combat class. It was amazing. We have to do that again.
Stage combat, everybody loves that. Everybody likes to play with swords and smack each other around, but they learn to do it safely. You know, nobody gets hurt. And
we did some one-on-one coaching.
yeah, That's why you're here.
Yes.
So tell me how it is that we decided that we were going to do a one-on-one class. How many classes have we done now? About 10? Have we done 10? About 10?
Yeah, about 10.
Why?
Because it was a really good opportunity to learn how to project and enunciate and learn all about speaking on stage and helping people to actually understand what you're saying.
And she did that incredibly well. She was
Without any
in a
coaching.
show. She was in a show, Miracle on 34th Street, right?
Yes.
And you were playing young Susan. And Emily was in that show, and I was in that show. And after the show, Jane's mom and I got to chatting about, you know, she's got great stage presence, and she does great characters, and she's certainly a pleasure to look at. But what did we decide you needed to work on? What you just said, being understood.
Yes.
So you could be on a stage like this and stand just about anywhere, and people could understand what you were saying. They could hear you, because, you know, what did I tell you? If they don't hear you, they don't look at you, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Is that true, do you think?
Yes.
It is true. And what have we been working on? We did something the other day. Do you want to do it for us?
Yes.
You do? Well, she's so firm. Yes. You want to tell us what it is before you do it?
I'm working on the first 3 paragraphs from Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Okay. Whenever you're ready. You want to stand and do it?
Okay.
Which camera is hers? You're going to look there. See where Danielle is?
Okay.
All right. So you take a deep breath, and you know what I told you.
Once upon a time, 60 years ago, a little girl lived in the big woods of Wisconsin in a little gray house made of logs. The great dark trees of the big woods stood all around the little house, and beyond them were other trees, and beyond them were more trees, as far as a man could go to the north. In a day, or a week, or a whole month, there were nothing but woods. There were no houses, there were no roads, there were no people. There were only trees and wild animals who had their homes among them. Wolves lived in the big woods, and bears, and huge wild cats, muskrat and mink, and otter lived by the streams. Foxes had their dens in the hills, and deer roamed everywhere.
Yay! So you've learned a lot, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so what kind of things did we learn? We talked about breathing.
Yes, we learned about breathing from the diaphragm,
Right.
and how we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth.
Right? What else did we learn?
We learned about the different names for the different sounds,
Like what?
like the fricatives.
What's a
and
fricative? Tell them a fricative.
A fricative is F and V,
Yeah,
and sibilants, S and Z.
yeah. What else? What's a dental?
A dental is a D and a T.
Good. And these were all like important things for you to learn.
Yes.
And now you can be heard on the stage.
Yes.
And now you can be understood on the stage.
Yes.
And that's perfect because there's so many young actors who have a lot of passion and they create good characters and they're fun to work with and we love having them around, but you can't hear them past the second row and you can't understand them. And that's such a waste. So that's why we work together.
Yes.
You recommend this to anybody?
Yes.
Good. That's a wholehearted endorsement. All right, so thank you so much. Thank you, Babette. Summer
Thank
Arts
you.
Camp, there are still slots available.
There are, the 3-week and the 2-week camps fill up really quickly.
Yep.
But right now, everything has openings.
Who do they call?
You can call me, 876-3088, extension 13.
Yep.
Or you can email me at Babette, B-A-B-E-T-T-E, at centerforperformingarts.org.
All right, that was a nice show. Thank you to the studio audience.
Thank
Give
you,
yourselves
studio
a big hand. Yay. Yay. And And we'll be back in a month. We'll do another show. We'll talk about what's happening in the month of June here at the Center for Performing Arts. And thank you to Jane, and thank you to Babette, and Henry, and Ann Chris, and Sean, and Elaine, and Rich, and Nadine, and Lawrence, and Sharon. And thank you to Marlene and Bernie. Marlene, this was Marlene's idea, and Isabel then went and told us how to get the word out. And thank you all for coming, and see you next month.